Hi, and welcome to the session on peer coaching in Springboard. Peer coaching groups, we're going to give you over 10 ways that you can get big benefits from the sessions with your group. These groups are an additional support mechanism for progressing through the program. It's about self-directed learning between the workshops, and you've got a gap between the workshops of anything between 3 and 5 weeks. So we want to make sure with the groups that you get the best value from this opportunity. So think of it like if you studied distance education at all, you kind of feel like alone out there trying to work through your workbooks and make sense of your lectures and understand the questions that you've got to answer. Well, this kind of helps you with that. It makes you less alone going through the workshop material and the workbooks. So the session that we're going to run through now in this short video is about recapping how to use these group sessions to the best effect. And here's a tip. Think of them as a course extension, not as a social gathering. Focus on the purpose of being together and you'll get much more from it. So if you're ready to go, we'll get on, and please take some notes as we go through this, because that will help you when you get into your groups to actually remember what you're there for and what you can get out of it. So let's talk about the purpose of what you can use your group for. The purpose of the group sessions is to help you master the learning from the entire program in an applied way. So consider the group sessions as a bit of a live laboratory, and you can get ideas, you can gain support, you can be motivated by other people in the group, you can practice some new techniques, try on different approaches, and find out in real time what might work better for you. So the aim of the process of group sessions is to be a positive experience. So we want this to be uplifting, we want it to be a motivational session where you feel like you're getting some value from it. So what can you use your group for? Let's start to have a look at what you can do that. Okay, so number one, you can recap on the gains you've got from the program. So we go through a lot of material in this Springboard program, and sometimes things may just fly past you. The group coaching sessions are a way of recapping what you've done in the program and what you've gained from it. So maybe you've realised you're not alone with your problems or concerns, and there's other people facing similar sorts of issues. Maybe you've gained support from unexpected quarters. Perhaps you've found yourself trying out some of the ideas and techniques. Maybe you're becoming more aware of your own behaviours and how you operate. Maybe you're becoming clearer on your career direction, or perhaps you've a better focus on how to improve things at work. The group sessions are a chance that you can recap on what's working for you. You'll get some positive reinforcement from others in the group as well, so hopefully it's a win-win for everyone. They get to hear from you on what's working and what you've got out of it, and you can share that with the rest of the group. So that's one thing that you can get from the program of the group sessions. So number two, you can check your progress against your goals. So the group sessions are a great way to hold yourself accountable. Reporting to the group on goals or actions you've set yourself gives you a higher level of motivation to actually get things done. The group may help you to become clearer on some of those goals, or perhaps give you ideas on how to achieve them. Maybe they can help you formulate your goals better so that they're more achievable. Maybe they can help you work out exactly what you want to focus on. Use the group to get some clarity and some traction around your goals. That's a really good use of the group sessions. Third, you could practice giving feedback. We're constantly giving and receiving feedback throughout all areas of our lives. And giving and receiving feedback is a critical workplace skill, especially if you're aiming to progress and go further up the chain, the ladder, should I say. So the group sessions are a terrific place to practice techniques of both giving and getting feedback. So when you get feedback from the group, notice what you say and how you respond. Use the group then to practice better behaviours if that's useful for you. Or if you're not used to giving feedback, or you find it uncomfortable, or if you find that others react against your feedback when you give it to them, again, use the group to try and find a way of giving feedback that actually encourages other people and gets your point across in a way that you feel okay with, and that they accept that information and then decide what they want to do with it. So use the group to practice giving feedback. Pay attention to how others in the group give or take on feedback, and notice what works for them, and maybe you could adapt some of those learnings that you get from that process as well. So being able to use the group sessions to be more aware of how you give and receive feedback and practice doing that better is going to serve you really well in a whole lot of areas of your life apart from your workplace. Another thing that you can use the groups for is to go through the workbook. You have a huge workbook that has over 100 exercises in it. Some of those, as we said, will be more relevant to you than others. So use your group to explore aspects of the workbook that you're unsure about or you find challenging. You can discuss your interpretations with the group and hear their views and then determine its meaning for you. Maybe you just find value in letting people know where you're up to. If you find it challenging getting through the material, maybe the group can help you with ideas on how you can make time to get it done. So going through the workbook is one of the uses of the group sessions and helping you to work through that schedule of being able to get the chapters done between the workshops. Another thing you can use the groups for is to inspire each other. So number 5 on our list is to have a look at what inspires you. If something inspires you, it's likely that it might inspire others in your little group session. So bring to your group something you can share, a bit like the resource table, a quote, a poem, a story, anything that you think might inspire others. When you're talking with each other in the small groups, see if you can find ways to motivate and empower and inspire each other in the way you communicate. Even just sharing how you are managing to get through the workbook and the program could inspire someone else. Letting others know what works for you can inspire them to try again or to think about another solution. Inspiration comes in a variety of ways, so never lose sight of the fact that these little group sessions can actually help each other. You can help each other to be inspired, unintentionally or intentionally. Another way you can use these groups is to provide new resources for each other. As I said, you can inspire others by bringing a resource along to the group session, and you can bring along anything that you think might help other people. So perhaps you have a contact that might be helpful to one of the group in exploring their career options. Maybe they're looking at a particular direction and you know someone in that space that they could perhaps talk to and you could connect them up. Maybe you've got a good book or a video or a document that might give someone else some additional information on something they're looking at. Maybe you've produced something at work that can help one of the group with a project she's working on and help shorten her lead time. Maybe you can help others in your group by what you have or know. So how can you help others in your group? By what you have or know. You can always contribute something. Another thing that you can use your group for is to help each other decide actions. Sometimes trying to nut stuff out yourself can be challenging. You can't see the forest for the trees, you've run out of ideas, you've got no clue about where to go to from here. You kind of feel stuck and blocked, and your group can help you work through that. That's when you can bring your issue or your concern to the group in a generic or specific way, and you can help brainstorm some fresh approaches or fresh ideas. Maybe it's just that you need some encouragement or support with the decision that you believe is right for you, and you just need that help to make that decision work. Maybe the group can simply help you reframe something that's being seen as an obstacle, and that can help you move forward. So think about the decisions you want to make and the actions you want to take and how you can use the group to help you with that. Another session that we think you can use the group sessions for is to practice being non-defensive. Now, if you handle criticism or commentary with that issue, then you can skip right past this one. Many of us, however, tend to react when people behave in ways that we feel are attacking us. So this group session approach is a great opportunity to practice your communication skills and adjust any patterns of behaviour that are not serving you. So this is where you use the group like a live laboratory. You can either ask the group to point out to you when you seem to be defensive, then you can decide if you are and whether you want to change that, or you can monitor yourself without the group even knowing you're working on being non-defensive. So if you find yourself being defensive at any time, you can use the group to practice other ways of responding to situations. Another way you can use the group is to help build up your assertive muscle. We all have moments in time where we wish we'd said something or done something to stand up for ourselves and be heard. A lot of the time it's easier just to keep quiet and carry on, but not always. And it's challenging to be more assertive in some situations because usually we're just not sure how to go about it. This is the perfect opportunity to use your group sessions. Relate to the group a situation you wish you'd been more assertive in, and practice the technique you learn in the program to develop that assertive muscle and use it in the live laboratory to build the confidence in being more assertive and to build the technique so it's more of a habitual process. Then when another opportunity comes along when you'd like to be more assertive, it won't seem so strange or uncomfortable because you've already practiced the technique in a safe space. Finally, continue learning. The group sessions are a great place to continue learning. Use them as a live laboratory, as we've said, and try out new ideas or actions or techniques or behaviours or ways of communicating. Observe how others operate and notice what you do differently. Observe yourself and how you interact in the group and what works well and what's not so well. Decide for yourself if you want to change anything about you and your world and in what way. It's entirely your choice. So be on guard against being told or telling others. If you hear the word should in the group, that's a warning bell. So listen out for that one. And make sure everyone in the group participates equally, even encouraging the quieter ones. And give feedback to the ones who maybe seem a little bit more dominant, taking up a little bit more space. Equal speaking time during the sessions is a really good rule of thumb. Avoid comparing yourself to others, even though we've suggested that you observe others and then how you operate. Don't do a direct comparison because we usually come off in our own minds second best, and that doesn't help us. Simply observe and assess. Comparing doesn't really serve us, so what works for one person doesn't necessarily work for someone else. Remember, you're an individual and you've got free choice. So observe other people, observe yourself, look at where you think you might want to make changes. If you're comfortable with how you operate and it's different to other people, that's perfectly fine. What we're not saying is that you have to be something different. You just need to look at your own behaviours and say, am I happy with that? Yes, great, move on. So always keep learning and use the group to do more of that. So that's 10 ways that we can help you to think about how to use your group better. We've given you those 10 ways to gain more value from your time together in the between workshop group sessions. So keep the focus on this as a learning activity rather than just a chance to catch up, although that's fun as well, but keep that limited. Have a purpose to being at the group and know what you want to get from each session. So before your group date is arranged, think about, well, what do you want to do at that session? What do you want to get out of that session? The group sessions when they're used well, are a really fantastic part of the program. So make sure as a group and as an individual, you keep those sessions positive, you keep them focused on the tasks, and you make sure that you have equal time, and you'll get great value from them. Always know also that you can always chat to the facilitator if you have any questions at all. See you on the next workshop. Cheers for now.